How are you guys? I'm doing well. We have two very important two very important updates. But let me know where you guys are watching from. That would mean a lot to me because I like to get to know you guys better so that it's not just uh, me sitting here by myself, only talking about myself. I like to answer your guys' questions, get to know ya. But let me know if you can hear me as well. That would be great because sometimes this microphone, I'm just nervous it's not gonna work. So just let me know. Two big updates. One is a really big announcement, and the other is a life update. So I guess one maybe is like life update, the other is like an idea slash announcement. Amanda's here. Hi, girl. I tried to go live at a different time because I know some of you guys are always Dom to bomb. I love it. Hello. I know that some of you guys were like, it's 2 a.m. And so I don't know if this helped you out at all, Amanda, but I tried to go at a different time. Hello, Winter. You can hear me perfectly. Thank you so much for letting me know. It means a lot. Hello. Okay, I'm going to try K-Bay Books. I love that. Do you have a book channel? I wish I could read more. I love to read. I have so many books. I just get very distracted and I read like half of the book and then I'm like, "Ooh, there's another book I could start," or I just get distracted with life. But yeah, so one is a big life update and the other is like an announcement slash, I guess, question for you guys because I want to start off with that one first because I want to kind of ask you guys your opinion on something. And I would love if you could give me honest feedback on this idea because I don't want to I've already put forth some effort into this idea, but then I was like, I should probably get it approved with you guys if you would like to join, like be a part of it. So after this live stream, I'm gonna go, hello, Amanda. Oh, yeah, it's 5:15 at night. There we go. I'm glad you're awake for this one. Um, PRS Freak. Hi. Marie, hello. Hi, Daniel. I'm here for the scoop. Waiting for my DoorDash. So I've met with some of like the people that are on here. Hi, Ashley. And I have tried to make friends, outside of the interwebs in the face-to-face friends thing. And I do so much DoorDash. Like I don't order it. I like drive for DoorDashers. And I used to DoorDash, but now I'm just trying to save as much money as possible. But in Korea, they do it next level, but food getting delivered to your house instantaneously, we love it. Hello, hello. Okay, so right after this, I am going to put on my Instagram. So I'm not trying to like plug this. It's just that Instagram polls are a little bit easier. And then you can leave comments below. I am going to leave a poll because what I'm starting to realize is like probably the number one trend when I message with you guys on Instagram is that you would love to meet up. You would love to like have another friend that's maybe in Korea or going to go to Korea. And some of you don't even know I'm in America. That's okay. That's okay. But just in general, it sounds kind of like there's this theme of not a lot of you just don't know a lot of people, understandably. Your best friend, it's very unlikely that you have like a best friend or a friend near you who's like, yeah, I'll just go with you to Korea. No big deal. A lot of you guys are solo travelers. So you're heading out solo. And so I was trying to come up with a way that I could help you guys so that you could make friends in the future. And I was thinking of doing like a speed friending. So not dating. We're not looking to hook up. We're not looking to make relationships, but this is like solely focused on getting to meet more people who are going to be in Korea, have a passion for Korea. And I was thinking that I would make like a questionnaire that you would fill out in advance. And then I would take like, there would be time slots, and I'm going to make it like very limited just so that they're like the number of time slots, the number of people that could come is like kind of endless, but the like time slots itself, I'm only going to do a few so that more people are concentrated. But basically, you would fill out this questionnaire, you would sign up for a time slot, and then I would take time before to kind of look over your questionnaire and try to match you or befriend you with people that are either going to Korea at the same time as you or people that I feel like you have similar interests. Because one of the questions would be like, what are you looking for a friend? Or like, what kind of traveler are you? Are you someone that likes to go out and do a bunch of things? Or are you someone that kind of stays to themselves but would like a friend every now and then? So this is an idea that I have in the works, and I kind of just wanted to know if you guys would be interested in that, or if you're not interested in that. I would be one of the like participants, I guess you could say. So I would be one of the people that would partake in this event. So this would be an opportunity for me to be able to meet you guys and talk with you guys. Obviously, it can't be guaranteed that you would be able to talk with me, because I don't honestly know how many people would come, but I would probably make there be like a small fee just because I already started to work on it and it took a lot of my time this week. And I was kind of like, I don't want just anybody coming. I want people who are like genuine about this to sign up and show. It would only be like $7. It's going to be an hour long or maybe 50 minutes long. And if you wanted to come to two, I would like reduce it to like $12. And I just thought of it as like a fun Friendsgiving, Valentine's Day meetup. And I know that probably maybe like the funds part of it is like too much for you. And if the funds part of it is really what's holding you back, please message me on Instagram and we can talk about it more. But it's also a way that you could support me and like get something out of get something out of it. And I just think it would be a fun way for me to meet you guys. So yeah, that's so sweet that you guys are saying, some of you are saying yes. Sounds like a great idea. Would love a Korea buddy. Hello from quarantine. Hello. Woohoo! Just for a few more days till you get out. If you are saying quarantine in Korea, it is currently like 1 a.m. So how's your sleep schedule, Henry? Sending good vibes says, thank you, Karen, so much. So good to see you. Do I have, so yeah, it's going to be all online. This is going to be a Zoom. Good question, Matt. It's going to be all through Zoom and it's going to be all done online. And so it would just be, if you're interested, I'll have a link. You'll fill out the survey. And then when you fill out or I guess it's questionnaire, once you fill out the questionnaire and you pick what time you're coming to, and then I would do my own work in the background and try to just match you at least with people who are going to be in Korea at least at the same time as you. So it would be a really wonderful way for me to get to know you guys. I would love to be able to spend some like one-on-one time talking with you guys. But another segue is into like, what is my big life update? The reason why this is like so heavily on my heart. It's 2:19 Goodness gracious. All right. The reason why this is so heavily on my heart is because your girl is officially, it was like set in stone 2 days ago that I am going back. I am going back to Korea February 20s. And I'm going back. We're going to Sogang University. We're probably starting at level 1 just because I genuinely just want to like get acclimated. I bought an apartment, like the whole apply. If you guys know anything about applying to be a student at any school, it is so stressful and it's still not over. But I finally got all of like my wire transfer got lost. They didn't know where it was. And they were like, oh, this is the best part. They were like, classes are actually full for the spring semester. Like they emailed me that after I'd already sent the money. And they said it in regards to like, we don't have room for you. And I was like, wait. I already sent the money. Hold on a second. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. Look at the little Shiba is so cute. The little sticker. Thank you so much, Karen. That's so sweet of you. But yeah, so I genuinely was terrified because I had sent all these emails. They said I was like approved. They said if I sent the tuition, I would be approved. So I send the tuition. I start having like, oh my gosh, finding an apartment from abroad where I have to basically rely on other amazing human beings to help me out. Thank you so much, Amanda. That's so sweet of you guys. Thank you so much. like trying to figure out an apartment, and I'm so reliant on other people. It's like the stress level, my whole chin was like a little mine yard of like these pimples that were about to just, you know. Uh I know that's like exactly what you wanted to hear. So I eventually, after so much prayer and so much help from one of my friends, especially, was able to book an apartment that is not too far away from my school. It'll be like a nice bus ride away, but it's like a loft apartment, which wasn't really on my like desire list. But what was on my desire list is, if you guys know from my like quarantine vlogs, I don't do well in a space that doesn't have like a openable window, or at least a window that you can see out of. And if you guys know anything about like a lot of like Korean apartments, they'll do this like double window thing where it keeps like the insulation in more. But the second window is often, especially like lower floors, it's like blurred out, is the only way I can think of it. It's kind of like a way that you can't see through it. And that, especially because it's winter, like knowing that I would have to quarantine in this space and I can't even see out the window. And then just in life, I enjoy watching like outside, like the view outside, sunsets, sunrises, just to see like the rays of sun. You know, I can't have to open my window in order to look outside. So that was like the most probably stressful part. And then for like some personal reasons, I can't like, I'm going to be there in the summer. So I'm going for 2 semesters. But I'm hoping that by the end of 2 semesters, I'll either take another semester, like a third semester, or I would switch to an entertainment visa. But it's just kind of like there was a lot of like, I can't walk for too long outside in like the blazing heat. And around Sogong, if you guys know this, there's like other universities that are all in this one area. So all apartments were going like that. And on top of that, some of the apartments, like it would only be possible for me to walk to school or take a taxi. And I was like, I'm not walking 30 minutes in the summer and I'm just gonna sweat to death. Like I'm gonna die. So I was able to find one that is like a bus ride away, or I could walk if I wanted to. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you guys so much for all of the love over here, all of the congratulations. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Rach and Fluffs. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, so Sogong is, there are a lot of wonderful, wonderful schools in Korea, lots of really, great programs. But from my understanding, and after doing a lot of research and speaking to my friends who are attending some of these different schools, a lot of people told me that Sogang is the best school for practicing and learning like speaking skills. And that's like the one thing I want to do more than anything. I want to be able to speak with someone. I don't have the desire to ever like work for a company in which I would have to take like the topic test. And the topic test is like it's kind of like rates how good your Korean is. I've never been interested in like having to do a job that involves speaking Korean really formally. I just would like to know Korean for the sake of, if I do switch to an entertainment visa, I would be able to better interact with like if I did entertainment stuff, because I've done a lot of acting in my past. So if I wanted to talk to like a director or something like that, or my coworkers more comfortable in Korean, I would love to at least understand like the basic ish conversations. And I can understand, like, if you speak at me, I can understand more than like I can create sentences, which is another reason I wanted to go to school, is I knew that it would really force me to like learn, because it's a lot. If anybody else is trying to go to school, someone said, "Oh, I'll be at Sogong too, hopefully this summer." Well, I might see you around. uh, I've heard that classes are from 9 to 1 or 2 to 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 2 to 6, something like that. I think it's 2 to 6. Um, hello, fur burgers. Um, I love that. I love that name. So I've heard that classes are for 4 hours, but then there's usually like about averaging like 3 hours of work outside of class, which is like that's that's a decent amount. That's almost as long as you're in class, and that's for like homework, and study and then prep. They always say that you're supposed to prep the lesson for tomorrow the day before. So it's not like you're learning it for the first time, which is again why I wanted to start in level one, is because I already kind of know most of level one ish. And so then I would kind of be more like reviewing, getting acclimated to living in Korea, hopefully still making, not hopefully, like hopefully still having a lot of time for just life, like YouTube videos and trying to like explore Korea and get good content for you guys. So that's why I chose to start with level one, even though I might be a little bored. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be like, wow, I know nothing. So Korea is hot and humid in the summer. Yes. Yes, and that's exactly why I was like, I cannot. I can't live in a direction that I could own like, my only option is walking. Like, I would die. The the very first place that I almost signed, it was like a 30-minute walk, and the only other way to get there by public transportation was a bus, but it was 2 buses. It was like, take it 2 stops, transfer, and take it 2 stops, and I was like, no. So, I ended up finding one that is just like a one shot goer. And it's so like I can't wait to show it to you guys. I probably like I'll do a video of like the apartment, but I won't I probably won't really decorate it that much because I don't really have the funds to like put a whole bunch like the apartment rent itself was higher than I wanted it to be just because the apartments are very limited in this area because there are so many schools. So I definitely am paying a little bit more than I was anticipating. And so to like get all the goods, I'm gonna need to find like secondhand stuff. I'm gonna need a thrift or something because yes, I just really need a bed. So you guys are gonna be like, apartment tour. I'm gonna be like, look, my bed, stairs, bathroom. But we'll see. I also want it to feel like home because I'll be there for it's a year contract. So yeah, like we going back. We going back to Korea. It's happening. So happy for you. I'll be moving to Korea around the end of the month for work, and your videos have been so helpful. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much, Ashley. That means so much to hear because these videos, y'all, take a minute, but it means a lot when I get to hear comments like that. Then I know that I'm helping you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to say it. So you'll be in Korea in September. I will be there for 3 weeks. I know that my visa will end at the end of August. And obviously, I'm either going to have to extend the student nest or switch to an entertainment visa. I would prefer to be there in the summer and then come home back to America in the winter because yeah, it's so cold. But I know that I'm going to go back to visit my parents for a little bit before I go back. So I should be there in September. I would assume that I'm in, but I know that I'm going to go home to America for at some point. So I'll let you guys know. But for now, we got 6 months. Teehee, you're going to be bored. Marlena, I know I'm going to be bored in Korean class. But take the time to get accustomed to the teaching. Yeah, so I'm really nervous about the intensity of these classes because it's taken me a long time and I was only going to class like once a week, but it's taken me a while to get through level 1 on my own. So I'm kind of just like thinking to myself, I'm like, the class is 10 weeks and there are 2 books per level. So that is like 2 lesson, like 2 there's like 10 lessons in each book. There's 2 books. So that would mean that there's 2 books, 20 lessons in total. So that's 2 lessons a week. So I'm just like, that's moving fast. Whereas like before I was doing, oh, I'm sorry, 2 lessons a day. No, a week. Okay, good, good, good. I was like a day. No, 2 lessons a week. And before it was only like 1 lesson for the week, but you only met once. So there was a lot of like outside, like, you have to keep practicing on your own. So maybe it'll be like super nice to have like a bunch of homework, but I'm also just, yeah, I'm nervous to see how like, because you have 3 teachers, you have a speaking, a listening, and a writing like teacher. And so, yeah, I have no idea if anybody has gone to any of these schools or knows anybody I could like talk to Sogong about. I would love that. But either way, I'm excited and I really, really want my Korean to improve. So I'm mostly excited about that. Let's see. You're going to need to rent a car. Seriously. It's undoable during the summer. Thankfully, again, I'll die, but I'll have the bus that I can take to school every day. It's literally like the bus stop is right outside of my house and like it drops you off really pretty close to school. So it won't be fun, but you know those little like do you guys know about those personal fans that are like you just hold them? I'm gonna have like I'm just gonna make like they have one that go around your neck. I'm gonna have like the neck one. I have two on each side. Like put one up my skirt. I gotta stay as cool as I can. Oh, I'm so strange. Um, oh, yeah, I wanna try the public bikes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Dan. That is so sweet of you. I don't even know what that little guy is. He's a little pear and he's shaking a little tambourine or not tambourine, little maraca. He's so cute. Thank you so much, Dan. I will continue to be me. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Yes, the public bikes in Seoul. I am better if you type the Hangul rather than like type out the English. Like I can read Hangul, so that would be easier than if you guys ever want to say something in Korean. It's kind of hard for me to read the English typed out version of it. But yeah, I can find so this is a funny story. The public bikes, so like if you guys are in America, you would know about like the Lime bikes. They're the ones that you like take your phone, you scan it, and then it unlocks, and then you can ride the bike, or the little like bikes. In Korea, you're not allowed to use them basically because you have to have like an ARC in order to use them, in order to get the app so that you can use them. And I was always told that tourists like aren't supposed to use them or something like that. So I haven't been able to use any of those. I'm also very scared of of them because I just know some people that got seriously hurt on those public bikes. But like the regular bicycle, I would be totally fine with, and I'm excited to ride the regular bicycle. But the like the little motor one is a little scary to me. It's a little scary. Uh, Heading to Korea in 6 days, Denise. So happy for you and hopefully see some of you all out there. Denise, that's so exciting. 6 days. Are you going for a tourist visa, Denise? That's so exciting. What age were you when you first visited Korea? It was last year. So I was 20. I always forget how old I am. 20. I literally don't. I don't know how. I don't remember if I'm 27 or if I'm 28. I'm 28. I was 27. Okay. I was 27, so it was just last year. And y'all are like, "How old are you?" I'm 30 in Korea. I'm old. I'm not old, but I feel old. But I had traveled to like a lot of other places before Korea, so that's kind of why this channel was like easy for me to start was because it's not like it was like my first trip. It was okay, I've seen how to do this in China, I've seen how to do this in Thailand. Like, let's just focus on where we're at. And then I focus on Korea. So, yes, Rose, are you going to do the regular program? I'm going to do that course starting this summer. Yes. So, I'm doing the regular Korean language program. I don't know. I just know it's called the Korean language program. That's what I'm doing. So I will start with level 1 and then I'll move to hopefully if I don't fail, I'll move to level 2 next semester. Unless I just want to like keep it easy. I don't know. Some people will say like if you just want to use it as a visa, like people do that, but I really do want my Korean to improve, so I think it'll be level 1 this round, level 2 next round. Leaving in 3 days to move to Korea. I'm excited. Rachel Fluffs. So many people going to Korea like right now. Oh, you I wasn't reading that. I just said it on my own and then you said so many people moving there. It's exciting. Yeah, that's why I was thinking that like now would be like a great time for us to do that little event that I mentioned at the beginning where we can like get to know each other and kind of do like a friend speed friending. um yes, oh my gosh. So I don't know why I just saw the word fan and had to say quite literally, I can't believe it took me this long to say it. I'm so sorry. Quite literally, I cannot thank the supporters enough that are over on Coffee with me and some people that gave through my Venmo. Uh, Coffee is like an account that I created that is just like a way that if I've ever made a video that is like helpful to you guys, you can support me down there. And I added like these monthly memberships that there's a bunch of like access down there to once a month, twice a month, I post like separate personalized updates that are just unedited, pretty raw, just me talking about how I'm doing. Honestly, where I'm at. And I literally, the only reason I was so excited to tell you, but this was like the main thing I wanted to make sure that I said in this live was I am so incredibly thankful to all the people that are over there. Every single person who gave any cent at all. I already said this on Instagram, so I forgot that I haven't said it on here. Any person that gave even like a dollar, $5 to the very generous gifts that some of you gave, that is the only reason that I'm going back because of you wonderful supporters. You guys literally funded my flight ticket back to Korea, which absolutely blows my mind. Like the fact that you guys believed in me and like you trust me and wanted to just encourage someone that was going for their dreams. I have been so stressed about this flight ticket and I was in a cafe with my friend and we were doing this like devotional. We were talking about like it's really hard to trust God when we just want things to happen our way and in our timing. And then it's just like at the end of the day, we don't have the overall big picture of our lives. So we just don't know sometimes what is best for us or in what timing things would be best. And so we were just kind of, we left the end of that conversation. Like, I hope that we can trust God more. I literally pick up my phone and it's like, I realized that I'm going to Korea, like flight goal met, fully funded. I was just like, look at God. He's up there laughing. He's like, "Yep, that's right. Trust my timing." And now, so I know that not all of you guys are Christians, and honestly, like it is such a generous gift, and I'm like so grateful. But I am so grateful to God because I had been praying so hard, and the fact that He used so many different people that are really honestly strangers to me to support this dream of mine, and like the way that the apartment unfolded was like a miracle. Just everything. It is. I'm so incredibly gracious. And so I just wanted to publicly say thank you guys so much for believing in me, caring about me from afar. And yeah, it's because of you guys that I'm going back. So I'm so humbled by that. So yeah, I'm sorry, Marlena, you said fans. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't said it yet. Ah! So I'm sorry it took me 28 minutes to say that. Ah, Pablo. But yeah, so I am just like, I've been so stressed, and now that it's, like, all happening, it's just wow. I'm sitting back like, "It's happening. It's happening." Okay, back to your comments. I got really distracted. Okay. Personal fans are a lifesaver. Make a shirt. Yes, make a shirt out of them. I need to, like, hold those little personal fans up like it is my job, or I'm going to die. Recently in Korea, regulation more strong, so maybe foreigner people feel yeah. Um, so it's there's a lot of back and forth with like what are the next steps with Korea right now, and I'm thinking that they just hit like over 20,000 cases in South Korea. So I am a little bit nervous about what the future holds for regulations. I heard rumors of like a 9 p.m. curfew again, limiting it down to 6 people only, like together. But at the same time, I have heard good news that like if you have a test, like if you're like unvaccinated, you can take a test now, and the tests are done in the mouth rather than up the nose, which I've heard is like a lot better. And the results come back within 30 minutes. And so there's like two separate testing areas. There's like looking to see if you're positive for COVID. And then someone said that there's like another area that is just for people who want to be able to like go out. But again, because now the test numbers are so high, I don't know if any of that is going to change. Obviously, I will keep you guys updated as much as I possibly can. It's just been a little bit stressful on my end because the school stuff just happened. And now my next step, if any of you guys know the stress of getting a visa back in time, I now have like a few weeks to get this visa back. And they haven't given me like the paper that I need to go get the visa. So right now is a very stressful time. I do have a video coming up either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm not sure what time I'm going to upload it, but I do have a video coming up either tonight or tomorrow. So yay. But I will continue to keep you guys updated to the best of my ability. I'm gonna go back down a little bit because I think that I'm missing some of these comments. Yeah, I just want to I'll go back up to the questions in a second, but thank you guys so much for the encouragement. God does got it. God got it. I don't. So happy. Thank you so much for all the love, guys. You're so sweet because you're a good and wonderful person. I am very much just human, and I hurt people and people hurt me because we're all imperfect people, but I try my best to love on you guys and help you to the best of my ability, and I will continue to do that. You guys are so sweet. I don't want to cry. You guys are so sweet. We will support you to make these dreams come true, guys. Oh, you said you're Korean and you are currently not satisfied with the situation in Korea. I would say that's probably pretty unanimous from like at least my friends and stuff, what I'm hearing. It's really sad because I think a lot of people, there's been a lot of instances where kind of Korea will say one thing, and then when the numbers or the cases go up, Korea's reaction is kind of like this massive freak out. And so then they don't exactly keep with what they had said before. And at one point, they knew that probably a lot of people would get this Omicron variant because it is so rapidly, it's just a rapid spreading one. And they like knew that. And there was kind of, talk of like, it's probably better that people get it because it's the best immunity is when you get it. And the Omicron variant is so mild in comparison to some of these other variants. But then it's like all these people get Omicron and it's like, oh my gosh, people are sick. And now we have regulations again. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what the future is going to look like. But yeah, we just continue to have to play it kind of like day by day. So what airlines are you flying with? I am also flying with Delta. I mean, Delta's great. So I'm very, 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 very thankful that I get to fly with Delta. You arrived in Seoul 5 days ago. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Clem. I'm still in quarantine. Thank you for all the videos. Really, anytime. I love making videos. I truly do. So I'm so glad that you found them and that you found them helpful. Any tips on studying Korean on your own? Sorry, I'm going like backwards up the chat. I will look, I believe, in the description box of this video. Let me check. I'm going to put 3 stars next to it. But if you guys look in the description of this video, but also in the description of all my videos, I just try to copy and paste like helpful links. I added a like how I studied Korean on my own app, and it's called Tuida. And yeah, it's linked down below. I mentioned it in the video that I talk about like what are the best apps for you to have on your phone if you're going to Korea. And the reason why I like that app the most, and I reach out to them to say like, hey, I love you guys. I love your app. I would love to point people towards your app if there's any discount or anything like that. And it is like they are affiliate links, but that's not my priority. It's really that I love this app so much. I want people to know about it. It is like kind of like video. It almost feels like you're video chatting real life situations. You take time to learn in this lesson the vocabulary to talk to your taxi driver or to buy a movie ticket in the movie theater. And then they will put you at the end into this scenario where the phone is literally listening to you reply. So you're watching a video, it's like you're on FaceTime. They ask you a question, you reply in Korean, and then it will rate, like A plus, A, B, like how good was your pronunciation. I love that app. It's called Tuida, and I put it with 3 stars down in the description box if you are interested in studying some Korean on your own. That's how I learned to order my first cup of coffee. That's how I learned some phrases like when you go to not convenience stores. What? Olive Young. I was like, what is it called? When you want to like ask about like, do you have this certain skincare here? That's honestly how I learned the most myself. So that's my definite number one trick. And then Quizlet. You can go onto Quizlet and search for other people's study sets that they've created. And so I'll just use like the flashcards on there the most for sure. And I have like a Hangul stickers on like the keyboard. And so I will use that to type the answers in Quizlet because I'm a very kinesthetic learner and that helps it kind of like sink into my memory more if I'm typing it out rather than just like circling like yes or no or like clicking on an app. It feels good to like type out the answers. Check to see if you can download the required piece of paper at your nearest consulate's website. Yeah, so they said they haven't even sent it to me. They said they'll send me this piece of paper on Monday. So thankfully, I am not far from a consulate. So we're great. So excited for all the videos. I'll feed the poor college student this summer with all your door dashing. But yeah, I'm really excited for all the videos. I'll definitely make a video on like how I applied to the school. I'm most excited to make a video about what customs looks like for those of you who are not going to government facility quarantine. So like how you're getting to like your Airbnb or your stay. I know you have to go out into the public and you have to like walk and you'll get these tests taken. So I'm excited to tell you guys about how that whole process looks if you have like a government officer and all that jazz. It's not that mild for people who have chronic illnesses and such. People are still dying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There are definitely people who are still. It's really, really, really sad. But overall, this variant is nothing like the past variants, and so there are excuse me. There are so many people that are asymptomatic. There are so many people that I know that even though they do have illnesses, they do have chronic illnesses, they were very thankful that they got this variant and not other variants because it does build up an immunity. But it is obviously the reason why Korea is still making these regulations is because they care about their people and they want to keep people safe, So, did you get a third shot in Seoul? No. So when I was in Korea, I was on a tourist visa, and after talking and speaking with people at the time that I was in Korea, they were not allowing tourists to get any vaccine, no boosters, nada. So now some tourists have had luck, some tourists have not had luck. So it seems like it's kind of like depending on which gu that you go to. Hello. Epic, H Epic. So it depends on like what gu you go to, but some people are able to get vaccinated. I tried and was not. I'm already vaccinated, but I tried to get like a booster shot. Now I'm really worried because I actually did get COVID at the end of December. So I don't like I got COVID right when I came back, like immediately. So I do not feel comfortable getting a booster shot. They don't even recommend that you get boosted until 6 months after you've had COVID. So I'm a little nervous because I will be there and I think that my vaccine will expire, but I had COVID, but there's nothing in Korea that would like verify or count if you've had COVID unless you had COVID. Like in Korea, that's different. So I will definitely keep you guys updated with what that looks like. I'm assuming I would just have to get PCR tests to go out and about, but I'm also assuming that like at this time a lot of people like classes, like Korean classes, from my understanding, are online anyway for now. So yeah, I have no idea what is going to happen, and I'm excited to keep you guys all updated on all the things. All the things. Where do you exchange money in Korea? So I usually do not exchange money in Korea, but I do think it is important that you are to bring some money from your home country. And then right when you land and you get into the airport, right away, I really think it's important that you exchange some money so you have some cash on you. One of the problems that I've seen people run into for both, like especially government facility quarantine people, but on both ends, if you're looking to pay to like buy a T money card just to get somewhere, you can't use anything but cash. So for government facility quarantine, you go, you get out, you pull up into the subway because they drop you off at like the nearest subway stop. And I had a random stranger who his card was not working to pull cash, so he couldn't buy a T Money card. So like literally, we had to buy his T Money card for him. There was like a group of us that ended up helping him out, and it was a really sweet opportunity that I was able to help. I literally like took him all the way to the express bus terminal because I was scared that he was going to get lost and he didn't have like a cell phone like signal or anything. So I just took him there myself. But uh, so it's like if you have some cash on you and you exchange it right when you land. So if you watch my customs video, I show you exactly in the second customs video, the updated one. I show you right where you can exchange money. I highly, highly recommend that you do that so that you don't have to worry about like, can I get a T Money card or not? Can I get let onto the subway or not? So I think having some cash is good, but I would just exchange it in Korea at the airport. It's the easiest. Sometimes banks, if you try to get money like requested, like if you were trying to get Korean won requested and get it sent to like your bank in America, it can be so incredibly expensive. So just bring some money, exchange it in the airport. And then from there on out, I have linked below the two cards that I always use when I travel. I linked my credit card that gets me a lot of points, honestly, that allows me to pay off any travel purchases, which is great. I can just like spend money, get points, and then pay off travel purchases. So I use a Capital One Venture card for that linked below. And then below that, I have the debit card that I've always used for all of my travels, literally always. It's a Charles Schwab debit card, and there are no ATM fees, but the way that they do it is that when you use the debit card, you hit like, okay, I'll pay the fee, whatever. And then at the end of the month, you get refunded any ATM fee that you had spent. So like I can go to any convenience store, I can go anywhere, pull money. I don't really care what the fee is because I know I'm getting the fee back at the end of the month. But if you don't have a like debit card that is like free, like you do have to pay the fee to pull money out of ATMs, please, please, please don't go to convenience stores, but go to the ATMs that are like attached to a bank branch in Korea because the fees are significantly lower, like a few thousand won, or it's like probably you would pay 4 to 5 thousand won fee at a convenience store versus like at a bank you could pay like 1, 2. So much cheaper if you go to like the bank ATM outside the bank. And a lot of them are open all the time. So the bank is closed, but you can still walk into the little ATM area. Um, Mesmerize is also helpful for grammar and vocab. I've heard that. I just am a Quizlet person. I really like that. Talk to Me in Korean is good. Yep. I used to use their books. I think that the structure or like the way that their process of like what lessons that they have and the way that the lessons are like together was always strange to me because I felt like it kind of just jumped around. But overall, great, great, love it. I actually listened to Talk to Me in Korean's podcast. They have a free podcast that goes through their lessons, and I would always listen to that while driving. So I would just listen to like one podcast a day or something like that. So I really recommend Talk to Me in Korean's podcasts for sure. Outside of your visa, what are you most nervous about? That is a really good question. I was like, "Visa." So this is my first apartment that I am completely living by myself. I have to pay the whole, all the rent, all the utility bills, like, and it's in a foreign country. So I'm kind of nervous that and I know I will, and I just have to give myself grace and keep going. But I'm just nervous I'm gonna like leave on the floor heating for like 6 years, because my apartment contract's 1 year. I'm that dramatic. But like I'm gonna leave my like floor heating on for a really long time for some reason and like skyrocket my bill or uh do something wrong with the trash because the trash system in Korea is a lot more like complex, and then like the landlord's gonna come yell at me. So I think I'm just really worried about having my own place that's completely mine. Yeah. And the rent is just, yeah, the rent is definitely pushing my budget. Like it's just at its max that I would have liked to. And it's just I really didn't have a lot of options at this point because a lot of the apartments were taken or signed while I was looking at them. Love that. But so I think I'm just really nervous about, yeah, like the finances of living in an apartment by myself. But I'm also excited to have my own home, like my own place. I'm really excited about that. Do you know if your CDC card is enough proof for your vaccination status in Korea? If you're talking about just like the little card where they wrote like what vaccine and when. Yep, that's all I brought. I brought that and I brought my passport. That was it. I know I'll have to register in Korea, especially for my ARC. Just wondering if I need to bring additional proof beyond my CDC card. Any documents that you can ever bring to back up anything is great. So even with your COVID test, if you think this doesn't really look that official, look online. Like with CVS, there was like this extra portal, and I was able to print off a separate sheet that like wasn't necessary, but it just made it look all more official. I went in and had someone sign it, even though I'm hearing signatures aren't really that mandatory anymore. But like with your vaccine card, if there was any other email that you got at any point, it's always good to bring as many documents as you can, but I just brought my CDC card and I brought my passport and I was good. Can you open a bank account without a visa in Korea? So you can only open a bank account in Korea with an ARC card. So that would be only people that are long term. So if you're short term, you cannot open a bank account. So it's more ARC card focused rather than visa focused. And you won't get your ARC. This is something that really stinks, but like you won't get your ARC card right away, even if you are getting your ARC card. So that just puts like this big postpone on everything. But I also, in my video that I talk about SIM cards, I think that is probably one of the most important videos that you could watch of mine if you're going to Korea, because you need a SIM card. If you are going to Korea, you should have a SIM card. And if you're going to government facility quarantine, you can get by without getting it in advance or picking it up in like the airport. But I just think it would be your best option to get it as soon as possible. And for those of you who are going to be on a long-term visa, so you're staying in like an Airbnb or something like that, you have to have a SIM card. So there are little like kiosks in the airport that allow you to get them. But in my opinion, it would just be nice to have it in advance. So you know what your phone number is. And so you can just give out your phone number accordingly so people can contact you. And then once you land, you can just pop. Even in the air, you can take out the different SIM cards, pop it in, and it'll work right when you arrive. So please watch that SIM card video because it'll talk about what you can and cannot do without an ARC and ways to solve that issue. Because you can't, I'm wondering if I can just pull up the video and post it below. You can't like order food online. You can't order anything off of Coupang without an ARC unless you have a friend and maybe they can help you and you can use like their account and put like your own, I don't know, pay them back or something. It's really frustrating. I guess this is like a little spoiler. If you guys are here, then we'll give you the spoiler. That is the video to the SIM cards that I really recommend that you guys watch. But spoiler, the next video that I'm putting up is things that I dislike about Korea because I just want to be honest with you guys. And that's what won in the poll on my community tab. But one of the things I talk about in there is that life is so limited without that ARC and how frustrating that is. So, yes, I got, let's see, I got a little behind on the comments. KB Bank is good. Yeah, KB Bank is probably the most foreign friendly, I would say. Wow, my knees just cracked. I'm old. See, I told you guys I'm old. KB Bank is good. If you do have, someone actually messaged me this on Instagram, and so I think it's probably good that I say this. If you are struggling to pull won out because a SIM card isn't working or something like that, or so I'm sorry, we're talking about SIM cards because it'll still like reject your debit card if you're trying to pull money out of an ATM and it's not working. Try to look for a different brand of ATM. So at the top, it'll say what the brand is. Sometimes you just need to go to a different brand of ATM. But KB Bank is definitely one of the most, I would say, like popular for foreigners to pull money, but there will often be like limits for how much you can take out at a time. So you can only take out around usually like 100,000 won at a time, which is like 1,000. No, 100,000 won is like $100. Is that right? No, I think it's wrong. Is it 100,000 won that you can pull out at a time? I'm looking it up. 잠시만요. So it's actually now with the conversion rate, it's like $83. It's not even 100 USD, but you can only pull out 100,000 won at a time. So then you would have to like put your card back in, pull another 100,000 out, put your card back in, pull another 100, and then eventually sometimes your bank will limit how much you can pull out a day. So that's another thing. If you're looking to like pay for a lot in cash or something, you might need to like break it up into like when you pull all the money out. You can't just like hit the button and it all comes out if it's a foreign card. But if you have like a Korean bank, you can pull out usually more money than that. And then you're not having to pay that service fee over and over again, which is why I so recommend that you get the debit card that I link below. So you never have to worry about those fees because then the fees add up like crazy. And a debit card is so easy. You just put money on it and you can transfer it from one bank to another. I'll often transfer money into that card whenever I want to pull out. So, yes, so KB is a really good one. And that's usually how I do my money situation. Hi, Megan. I'll be studying in Korea for language program. Me too. Nado. We'll travel mostly this month end. Do you have any idea what the max limit of carry cash while traveling, like in dollars? If you mean like on you as a human being, like how much you can carry on you, I don't I am if anybody else knows if there's like a limit of how much you could hold on you at a time, I have a feeling like you can kind of hold whatever you would want. I just don't recommend carrying too much cash at once. But if anybody I don't know, I don't think I know the answer to the question of like how much you can carry on you at a time. But I'm pretty sure that if you carry too much, then you would have to like say that you have that money on you. But I do not know the limits. I can try to look into it if you want to message me on Instagram, and I can try to get back with an answer if I look into it a little bit. Oh, less than $10,000. There you go. Thank you so much. Is it Elise? Thank you so much for that answer. About how long does it take to get your vaccination registered? So it at the place that I linked at the bottom of the descriptions of all of like there's a video I made of like how to get your vaccination verified. There's a place in Gangnam that I would recommend that you go to. If you go there, people walk out same day and they have the verification with them. So it's either like the paper or like their Kuv app is officially all set up. So it's usually a same day thing. It's just a matter of like how busy is the place There's gonna be an influx of people going into Korea right now because the semester is starting, and this is, like, the spring semester is the most popular semester, so I think that that's why ARCs take a really long time to get back to you. That's why, like, maybe getting verified, it might not be the same day thing, or maybe the line's too long and you have to come back another day. But it usually is just like, as long as you have all the info, you show up, you do what I said in the video, you register. Thank you. I've got 3 PCR tests scheduled just in case I'm that extra. This is good to know. Yeah, no, I think every single person who is going to Korea should have a at least one backup test. And so my plan is that I would go and get a PCR test taken 2 days before, and then the day before, I will get early in the morning, I will get the ID Now test from Walgreens, and I might get another ID Now from a different store on, like, the 2 days before, so that would be 3 tests for me too. So, Denise, I think you're smart. Maybe you are extra, but you're also smart, extra smart. Um, can you use your own Korean SIM card number as your Korean contact number at Incheon Airport? So in the Incheon airport, like in my customs video, I talk about how you have to have some sort of Korean like contact. They will ask at your quarantine, like the quarantine side of things. For quarantine, they will ask what your personal phone number is. And when you go to government facility quarantine, if you don't buy a SIM card in advance, you could just put like a friend. But in customs, they have to speak to somebody else who is in Korea, and they have to verify who you are, where you're going to be staying for quarantine, and like why you're in Korea. So there has to be at some point in your getting ready for Korea trip, you have to make sure that you have a contact phone number of somebody that they can call when, like, right after you land. You have probably around 30 minutes, within 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that they will be receiving a phone call. So a lot of people that I know, including myself, I would write down my Airbnb host's phone number, but I would, for sure, in advance, I would talk to them and let them know, hey, the only way I can stay, like, uh, the only way that I can get into Korea and stay with you guys, and I mean Airbnb as in it's the first place that I am staying in Korea after quarantine. I would say like, "Hey, the only way that I can really like get into Korea and use your Airbnb facility is if you're able to take this phone call so that the government can kind of just verify why I'm there, who I am, and that I have a place to stay after quarantine." So in customs, they will call that phone number. And as soon as I land, I connect to the free Wi Fi. Hey, you're going to get a call probably within 30 to 45 minutes. I'll tell the Airbnb like host. And they always, the 2 times I did this, they were there, available, took the phone call, and verified like who I am and that I'm just like a tourist staying in their Airbnb. So you have to have somebody. You can't just put your contact only, but you will need to have a contact or a phone number. If you're staying anywhere else than government facility quarantine, you need to have a SIM card. So you're going to either need to get that in advance, like I explained in that SIM card video, or you could do like a pickup in the airport. I just think it's better to have it in advance because it's one less, thing that you have to worry about. So I'm a little behind on comments. How's a dual SIM work? Keeping your US number and having your Korean SIM. I have Verizon if that is helpful. The SIM card to so I I just think that it's a lot easier to just get a Korean phone number. But like if it is one of those international plans where you go back and forth, that works. That's okay. As long as it can receive calls and it can make calls. Doesn't matter, where the number is technically from. I just know that most Koreans prefer obviously to call like a Korean phone number rather than potentially this American phone number that they could get these crazy charges. So I just think it's better to have a Korean SIM card if you're going to stay there for a longer period of time. But if you're short term, that would be fine. SIM card situation is really worrying me. I'm only going for a 2-week holiday and don't want to get a Korean SIM card. Can't I just phone EE and get them to do and add on for South Korea. I'm not sure what EE is. If you call your phone company and there's some sort of international plan that you could buy, or you could like open it up to internationally, you can do that. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, but I would say that as long as it has a outside of Korea capability phone call option, and you have already scheduled that with your phone company in advance, because you will spend an insane amount of money in fees if you don't, like hundreds of dollars. Don't make mistakes like I have. So just always make sure that your phone company is aware of your traveling, and you can ask them for like detailed, like how much is it going to be for me to make a phone call, because you will have to make phone calls to check in at restaurants. And if you stay in government facility quarantine, they do want to be able to contact you somehow. So yeah, you have very good diction. Do I? Sure, sure. Thanks. Thank you for all the information. I love your channel. I'm that was funny. No, I'm really happy to help you guys as much as I can. Thank you for all of your love and support for watching and stuff. Any liking the video, leaving comments, all that helps my channel as well. If you watch the whole video, like every video to the very last second when you do watch, that also helps if you guys are interested in how to also help my channel. But you guys coming on here and chatting with me means a lot. So thank you. How come you need an ARC for delivery? Since most deliveries can be contactless, what is the logic? So the way that you can like log into the app, and this is a reason why I don't like that Korea does it this way, is that you have to have these ARC cards. It's like your verification. So the only way that you can log into the app to make an account is with an ARC. So you can't just type in your address and put in your card information. There has to be a like, let me verify that you are you. And the only way you can do that is with an ARC. But below, I linked the one app that I am aware of that doesn't request an ARC. It's called Shuttle. And I have like a discount code for you guys as well with that app. It is the only one that I am aware of that doesn't make you do that login process, but you do have to have a phone number that they can call and verify who you are. And it's actually really nice. Every time you put in an order for the first time, if you're at a new address, they call and just make sure that you are where you say you are. And they make sure they know what it looks like on the outside. And if you want to give them any like pins to get inside, they will call and like confirm all of that with you when you make your first order at a location. But if this is a location like your house, then you can just say, oh, save, and then they'll never call you after that. It's just if you go to a new Airbnb that you have to talk to them. So yeah, I don't know why that's a reason why it's on my list of things I don't like about Korea, is I don't know why they have to add that step. But if you know anything about like Korean banking, everything is all interconnected. And I believe it's for safety reasons, but it does get really frustrating from like a foreigner standpoint of I can't order food. um, let's see. Thank you. You are so yay. Get Charles Schwab as a bank. You can use your card and pull cash with endlessly no fees. Yes, that's sorry. Maybe you said that before I said it, but yeah, I use Charles Schwab. That's the card that I linked below. Do you have any idea if you can get the QR code if you already got the booster in your own country, or you can only get it if you get the booster in Korea? So if you were boosted in another country, you can still come get verified, all that jazz, but you might not be able to get a QR code. You can only get a QR code with the Kuv app if you are on a long-term visa. So if you're coming as a tourist, you can only get like this verification that's like a piece of paper, and you'll have to have that piece of paper on you at all times. And that is like how you get into places, is you'll show them that piece of paper. But overall, sorry, I'm playing with my sleeves a lot. Overall, you can't get a QR code unless you're on a long-term visa. But if you did get boosted in another country, just bring all your certifications that show that you did and bring it, and they will help set it up as like verified on that app. Mm. How many checked luggages do you think is enough to move your entire life to Korea? Do you recommend sending a box of essentials after getting settled? Oh, I've been thinking about this, so it's a really good question. I am someone that believes heavily. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this YouTube channel called Yo Homegirl. Her name is Yo Homegirl Natalie. She's like a fashion channel, I guess. I don't know anything about fashion. I don't know anything about thrifting, but if you guys are into that, she lives in South Korea. I love her personality, her videos, her editing is superb. She made a video recently about capsule wardrobes, which is like a you pack a small amount of clothing, but you can wear them for a long period of time. And she just made the most amazing video of how you can take videos from spring, like or I think it was summer, fall to winter. I believe heavily in trying to figure out a way that you can wear the same type of like the same shirt or something, but how you can layer it in a way so that you can wear it throughout different seasons. And I feel like that video was like a great spark for me of like how to do that well. So I am not someone that would ever pack like a ton of stuff. I I'm probably gonna just have 2, like, checked bags, and for me, it's the second bag is $100. Whereas if you were to send a package, that can become hundreds of dollars. So I would look into what your flight but for other people, like, to move your whole life overseas, like, I'm thankful that I have a my parents' house, I can just leave stuff at their house. I don't have to take my whole life belongings. I'm not like losing it or I have to put it into like storage. So I'm thankful that I have a place that it can stay. But if you're really taking all of your stuff, I would really take time to like set out like what is something that is a necessity, what is a maybe, and what is like a no, probably I don't need to take this with me. And sell the stuff that you don't need to take with you. Just sell it on like Facebook Marketplace or I don't know, eBay or Poshmark, stuff like that. I think that checked bags, you have to look at your airline to see how much does it cost per bag, but I believe that checked bags, usually, if they're around, like, the $100 mark, it would be better for you to do that than it would be to send a box. Not that box it but I know people that do the box thing, but for me, I'm only looking at 1 extra bag, and it's only $100, whereas I don't think the box would be $100. It could be it's very personalized to how much do you wanna bring with you. I do think that checking a suitcase is nice in the airports because they always have those, like, pushy carts that you can put your bags on, and then when you have to leave and you go to, like, government facility or something like that, you'll struggle your way, but if you get a taxi to your wherever you're gonna stay, it's super easy to just put all the luggage in the taxi. This is a huge no. If you are going to go on a long-term visa, you have like an Airbnb stay or something like that, make sure that you take I mean, it's up to you and how much you bring, but your like taxi that would take you to your Airbnb, there is an option for like bus or like these big vans or something like that for people who have like a lot of luggage. But I think that it would fit in any taxi, like the trunk and the back seat. If you don't think it's going to fit in the trunk and the back seat, you probably have to get those big vans that are really expensive. But they do have a bus that would take you to the government or the testing because you have to get tested. They have like these buses that you can take that are cheaper, and then the bus will take you like so, don't take the bus is what I'm trying to say because you have to take all of your luggage off of the bus, go wait in these testing lines, and then get all your luggage back on the bus. Just spend the money on getting a taxi. It'll take you directly to the testing facility, and then it'll take you right to your house. And you don't need the added extra, trust me. Traveling is stressful enough. Splurge on the taxi. You are worth it. Okay? You're worth it. It'll be so much easier if you just take the taxi. Um, let me see. Sorry that I'm getting a little bit behind. Um, I got so behind. Oh, here we are. Okay. Can you make an Amazon That's how we say it, right? Can you make an Amazon wish list for your new apartment? Does Amazon deliver to South Korea? Amazon does actually deliver to South Korea. Amazon wish list. I don't actually know what that is. Is it, I'm assuming it's just like things that you would like for your apartment. Can you explain to me what an Amazon wish list is? Sorry, Doug. So we should give my dorm phone number, or is that okay if I give a friend contact? Because after the quarantine, we live in the university dorm. I think that as long as whoever is on the other end of that phone number that you're giving as like the contact for someone to talk with you, then as long as they speak Korean, they know who you are, they know where you're staying, like what the address is of what you're saying and why you're there, then it doesn't really matter as long as they speak Korean. But I think that like your school is a great option if you guys don't have someone that speaks Korean in your life. But I was planning myself to give a like person that knows me because I'm staying in an apartment. I will put my school contact information down if they allow me, but I'm assuming they're super busy and they don't have a lot of time. So I was going to have my friend contact as like probably the backup if they didn't answer. EE is a British phone network. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Thank you for the reassurance with the SIM card. EE is my phone company. Wow, you made me okay, good, good, good. From the UK, I just used Tracy for my SIM card. Arrived before I got there, gave me a number for customs too. Correct. Yes, I'm using Tracy as well, which is also what I talk about in that SIM card video. I have Google Fi with international plan and my phone is Samsung. I was told I could add a second SIM card. We'll double check. Some cards have the dual SIM cardy action, but I have never had a phone like that, so I do not know enough about the dual fun SIM cardy action, but I know of it. I just haven't experienced it personally, but as long as you can make and receive calls, that's what's important. So are you saying that even if you have a Korean phone number in advance, you also have to contact a person when I go through immigration? Yes, there has to be a contact person who speaks Korean, not like aside from your phone number, needs to be someone in Korea, can speak Korean, can answer, know who you are, know where you're going to be staying. Has to be somebody else. If I get a Korean phone number, am I essentially giving up my US number? Like when I choose to return to the US, well, I have to get a new phone number. It depends on your phone company. Some phone companies, they will allow to put a hold on your US number. And it's like you pay like a small fee each month so that you like are holding onto that phone number. Sometimes you can just, some people just continue to pay their American, phone bill. They just keep paying it if you're only going for a short period of time. You don't have to really call, just don't use it. If you're not getting like an international phone plan, make sure you don't use it. Just keep your phone, take that SIM card out or keep your phone on airplane mode if you just want to use Wi-Fi. But again, I think at this point in Korea, you need to have the SIM card. So just take the SIM card out, keep it taped somewhere super safe inside your passport, something like that. Keep it somewhere super safe and call your phone company and ask what the options are. Because I know some phone companies will allow you to put a hold on it for like, they have like a max amount of time that you can keep a hold on that phone number. But that's what I plan to do is put a hold on my phone number as well. If you plan on shop online without AOC, Gmarket worked back. So yeah, Gmarket is it is able to. I've also heard and I've seen IKEA can work if you're trying to get like IKEA stuff delivered to your place. IKEA works. There's like a option at the bottom that says use like a foreign card. From my understanding, IKEA worked, but I'm not 100% on IKEA. I do know people that have told me about Gmarket. I could not get Gmarket to work for myself, but that's because at the time I was staying somewhere that was like weird. The address is really weird, and the way that Gmarket works is like the address is like it's like you have to click on the address, you can't like type it in. So you type in some of it and then you can only click on it from there on out. So I had difficulties with my address, but I do know that Gmarket can work for some people. Okay, yeah, shuttle, Emart. I did not know about Emart or McDelivery. I love that. Thank you so much for that. This is great. I'm gonna just recopy what I'm assuming it's Steven said, in case you guys missed that. That's super helpful. He said that these things don't require an ARC. I can't verify other than the shuttle and Gmart. But good to know you have some options. Hello, beautiful. Love watching you pretty. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. For 3 months, do you think a big checked bag or a carry on will be enough, or should I take another checked bag? Very dependent on how much and what season. So if you're coming in a warmer season, usually you can get away with more clothing, right? Because it's not these super thick sweaters or a super thick winter coat. It's just like thin material and you can kind of shut. So when I went for spring into summer, I only needed one checked bag and my carry on and my backpack. All three of those things were full. But if you're going for winter or colder, I would think that 2 checked bags is understandable, but you could make it work with 1 too. I went the second time, fall into winter, and I still only checked 1 checked bag. But that's also with, like, this intent that I would rewear a lot of clothing because I don't really care about the whole fashion thing. But some people, they just wanna have a lot of really fine they wanna look fine, they wanna have all the nice outfits. For me, I don't really care that much. So, very dependent on you, but I think that your life gets harder with every suitcase that you have. So, I would honestly take 2 big checked suitcases and check them both and just bring like a backpack. I think you should only have enough that you have 1 hand each for rolling and something on your back. I think that that should be the max if you're going for like a smaller period of time because that means you're not that means you're gonna probably be on the go and moving, and if you have trust me, it just gets so hard. The more luggage you have, trying to get that around, unless you're staying in one Airbnb for that entire trip, if you're hoping to take, trips elsewhere or like, I wanna stay here for a month, I wanna stay here for a month, I do not recommend it. You guys, the first time I went to Korea, I stayed in, like, I think it was over 12 Airbnbs, and I had to move my stuff every time. And every time I wanted to die. So, and from now on, I will never do that again because it was so horrible. So, just remember that the more that you take with you, the harder your life is gonna be if you're moving around a lot. Hello, Lizzie. Glad that you were able to finally catch a live. Hi. I tried to go a little bit at a different time so that maybe some other people could hop on here. My suitcase filled with teddy bears are a necessity. I think so. I think so. I have stuffed animals that I gotta bring. I'm thinking far in advance, hope to come in August, but it's so hard thinking of not being without something I'm used to in a foreign country. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's good to plan as far in advance as you can. I think that that is super, super, super important that you feel as prepared as possible. Honestly, that's why I made my channel. Do you need your ARC to registrate your vaccination in the COOV app? Right. Just bringing your long-term visa isn't enough if my information is correct. So the problem is that people don't have their ARC for a minute. It takes a while for you to get your ARC. So if you don't have your ARC yet, they will give you like a temporary, uh, kind of like either like a temporary ARC number, or they will just give you like a temporary way of some kind to still be vaccinated. Because if that was the case, then you couldn't go anywhere without an ARC, and that would suck because you're not going to get it for like 2 months, maybe 3. So when you do eventually get your ARC and you want to get the COOV app and all of that jazz, yes, bring your ARC. Correct. Does anyone have any experience with international traveling with electronics? I'm thinking of bringing an all in one computer. It's basically a big screen in my luggage. So it's really difficult because you can't watch how someone is going to treat your luggage. So I always have been told by my friends, I've been told, just from my own experience, anything expensive should go in your carry-on. So you should have something on you that is like very expensive. Problems with computers is I don't know much about the computer. I don't know much about like the innards of it. I would definitely look online in advance and see what the rule is for a computer, but this is just going to be like an overall general rule. I think it's better for you to bring it with you onto the plane, put it underneath the little security belt. But does anybody know if like is a computer allowed? That kind of computer? I know that laptops and iPads and all the other electronics that I've ever brought are okay, but I don't know if there's anything special with an AIO, but if it's in your carry-on, you know that someone's not just like yeeting it as they put it in the plane and just throwing it around. So that's my only concern is if you put it on like your checked bag that it would get broken along the way. So yeah, I'm a little worried about that. But is an AIO like a super super fancy big computer? Tell me more. Definitely have to call T-Mobile and see their options. Yes, definitely call. Hi, Sammy. How are you? I'm doing really well. I'm a little sleepy. I didn't have coffee today. I don't technically need to have coffee, but I'm trying to like chillax on the whole coffee. This is just water because I'm always dehydrated. How are you? Let's see. I bought the hot pot you recommended because I'm trying to eat decently in quarantine too. Uh, where did you pack yours? Carry on or checked bag? I don't want to get messed up. So yeah, I actually just put that one in my because that one is pretty sturdy, like it's not it's a hefty thing, I could probably hit that against the wall and it would be okay. But I put that in my checked bag because it was only $40. Like I'm thinking like any expensive jewelry, any cash, never put that in your checked bag. Uh anything over $100 or anything over what you consider expensive, just put it in your checked bag or your carry-on bag. So you have your eyes on it at all time and you know where it is. You're treating it with, like safety first. You want to make sure nobody can steal it because I have gotten stuff taken out of my checked bags in the past. I took a whole bunch of contacts once. I took like way too many contacts. It was only for like a 2-week trip, but they were daily contacts, and I think the person thought that they were like monthly contacts, and so he took all of them. That was horrible. I had to reuse the same pair of daily contacts for like way past how long I should have done that. LOL, the hot pot is in my Korean Amazon wish list. What are these wish lists? This sounds really cool. Is it just like this is kind of what I want to buy, but I just haven't bought it yet? That's so cool. I completely agree. Walking around with 2 big suitcases and carry on with a backpack, horrible. Amen. Say it again for the people in the back. It's not worth it, guys. Horrible. How much do you pay for an Airbnb? How much do you pay for Airbnb in general per month? I see that only affordable places are located near SNU University area, which is far away from Central Seoul. Yeah, the only part for me that I'm ever allowing in all my travel history, past, present, future, the only area in which I splurge is always where I'm staying because I just can't afford to stay somewhere that's really dirty or like super super old or like loud, or I can't stay personally in shared places or small places from my claustrophobia. So I definitely am someone that has to spend a lot more probably on Airbnbs than you would, but so I'm assuming that I see that only affordable places are located near SNU University area, which is far away. Are you just wanting to stay in like Central Seoul? Is it like a personal choice, or are you trying to stay near a specific area for like school? Genuinely, I think that as long as you're near a subway as a tourist, uh, you're going to be able to get everywhere. So I wouldn't worry too much about the location as long as it's within Seoul, preferably off of the Green Line, in my opinion. You can really get everywhere, but maybe Honestly, Central Seoul is a place I never wanna stay. I personally just never wanted to stay in an Airbnb in that area. It's just really businessy, and I just didn't think it was, like, that great of uh, an area, like, near Central Station and stuff like that. It's good, it's great, it's still, you're in Korea, great. Just for my own personal preferences, I like places a little bit quieter, and so I would just kind of prefer to stay, in, like, the outskirts of Hongdae or, near, like, Yeongdeungpo, and I would just take, like, the subway into the city. So, yeah, maybe I need to wait for your question. Oh, like, why are you going? Like, why do you need to stay in Central Seoul? As far as budget goes, it's how much can you afford? It really doesn't come down to, like, uh I can't really tell you. It just I would say in general, you're paying around like 7 to 900 a month if you want your own place. If you stayed in a shared house, you can probably spend like 300, 4, 5. If you want your own room in a shared house, you can do like 200 bucks and you can have a bed that's like the size of a trash can in some of these shared houses. I can't do that. What apps to get groceries delivered in Seoul? So I know Shuttle just added a grocery delivery app for uh just in general. They started doing like a delivery, but I think someone said Emart delivers grocery. Usually people use Coupang to order everything, but it's honestly cheaper to go to the store and buy some, like, grocery goods, like eggs and stuff are really expensive online, but in person, they're way cheaper if you go to the grocery store. So, I know a lot of people just use Coupang for all of the things. Hi, thank you for this video. Coming with a long-term visa, can I have a friend pick me up from the airport? I already have my own apartment set up in Daegu. Taking a taxi will be too expensive. Sadly, they changed the regulations that you can only take the, like, government approved things. So I I'm only going to somewhere in Seoul, so from my understanding, I have to take a taxi. Daegu, I know, is a lot farther away, so I'm assuming that that would mean that you would take one of those buses to, like, another area. Actually, that is a really good question that I should look into because now that the rules change that you can't take, like, public transportation, I'm very interested myself to be able to answer this question to other people. So I'll look into that if you don't mind Eunice, like, messaging me on Instagram, and I'll try to get an answer about that because you have to take government only, um, like, verified things. Like, people cannot pick you up anymore from the airport is what I'm trying to say. Unless it is your own car, people can no longer pick you up from the airport. Which I'm sorry, I'm sure that's not what you wanna hear. And that's not what I wanted to hear either, because I don't wanna have to pay the money to get to my Airbnb or to my apartment either, but they just changed that regulation. Hey there, is the thermometer for quarantine always given to you by a quarantine facility, or do you have to bring your own? Oh, how does I'm so sorry that my reading these off is so bad. Oh, and how does the vaccine certificate which they accept look like? So, for the first question, they always, from my understanding, have always provided a thermometer, but people say they're reused and they think they're really like other people feel weird about using like a used thermometer, so they bring their own, but you are given one. And in my opinion, just clean it. Uh but I guess it could be a little scary because maybe someone did have COVID and they used that. But again, I think they really, really clean those things. So you will be given a thermometer, but you could bring your own as well. How does the vaccine certificate, which do you mean uh, like when you do get verified, what does it look like? If you are on a long-term visa, you get the COOV like app eventually, or they'll give you like a piece of paper that you just carry around. I'm not sure if I know what you mean, or I'm not sure I understand the second question. If you want to rephrase it, moving to Korea with Epic from the UK on Thursday. Woo! Congratulations! It's crazy that I can now count the days on one hand. Isn't that insane? It's like, "Ah! I'm going. So that's super, super exciting, Lizzie. I hope that you are all shades of excited, but I'm sure you're also nervous, and that is okay. I'm so excited for you guys to get to Korea. Like, just want you to experience it. Hmm. Silly question. There's no such thing. All questions are good questions because if you're asking it, that means that someone else probably had the same question too. Can you take ibuprofen? Yeah, you can take any medicine with you. I love don't want to get arrested for drug dealing. No, yeah, you can take medicine with you. You're okay. Just how much quantity of medicine are you trying to take? Like, are you trying to take enough bottles to start selling it? You know what I'm saying? But just for yourself, you're okay. I'm glad you're good, Sammy. I'm happy that you could join the live stream, and that's an acceptable time. Okay, the computer is basically big screen, 24 inches, like an iMac. I guess I'm gonna have to research a bit more. Yeah, I would definitely research it a bit more, but if it's only 20, I was kind of thinking like massive, but I've always brought my computers in my checked or my carry-on. Never put expensive stuff in the checked bag, the one that gets sent off that you never see until you arrive. All electronic devices, just put it in the bags that you will take and hold the entire trip. Bring it onto the airplane, put it in the overhead compartment. Always bring the electronics. I was thinking it was like massive, but that size, you should be good. Sorry to hear about my contacts. Yeah, I can't believe that someone stole contacts from me, but they probably felt like an idiot when they realized that they were only dailies and they're like not that like you could not sell that for much at all. So he probably felt silly. Yeah, a wish list is basically a save list on Amazon so you can save and put things that you want to buy now. Oh, that's a good idea, but also not a good idea because then I'll have this long wish list and then one day I'll just start buying stuff when I don't need it. Probably not. I'm pretty good with my money. I literally never buy I just don't buy stuff. I always convince myself out of everything. So I feel like my apartment is gonna have like literally a bed and that's it. Like I'm gonna need a chair to sit and I want a desk, but I don't want to pay for a desk. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I hope I can just find cheap ways to buy stuff is my hopeful hopeful outcome. Thrifting or something like that. Buying secondhand from other people. Thanks for the hot pot tip. Happy to help. Are there cockroaches in apartments? There can be. It's definitely why I always personally look for newer buildings. Cockroaches can be honestly anywhere. You just got to be smart about not leaving food out, trying to be clean. But the older the apartment, the worse the opportunity for you to find friends. The newer the apartment, not always, but usually the newer the apartment, um, everything is still fresh. They haven't, do we really want to talk about it? They haven't really like found their way in as much. But yeah, they are something to be worried about. Wondering about see, no dumb questions because someone else is wondering about medication. You can only bring 3 months worth of medication with a doctor's note. Okay, yeah. Thank you. See, look. See, all the people also need to know about the medicine. Beautiful. Megan, have you been to Daejeon before? I have not. I honestly, hello. Hello for joining the live. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Is it Kella? Kira. Kira. Hi. Um, I have not been that way. I honestly, the only times that I have come, and this is on my bucket list, to-do list, is to go to more cities than just Seoul and Busan. But a lot of the time that I was in Korea, I was there for content alone. I wanted to get as much content as possible. And a lot of people just want to see Seoul. They care about Seoul. So I solely focused on Seoul, and then Busan is honestly where I prefer to live, so I just focused on those 2. So I haven't been to any of, like, the outside cities, so I can't comment on it yet, but maybe in the future. Hey! Hey, girl. You're the, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Rusu? I have no idea how to pronounce it, but you're the one that is going and you are wondering about the translation, right? With your vaccine card, right? I am curious, if you get COVID in Korea and it gets in the system, would that be able to replace your vaccine certificate for access to places? So if you there this is something that Korea is just now probably even thinking about because the cases went whoosh. So I'm definitely keeping an eye out for, like, what they say about getting COVID and stuff like that, but until, like, the past, like, week, there really wasn't that many cases of COVID, so that wasn't something that anybody was asking, but now that so many people have gotten COVID, I feel and I hope that they would add something for those who have gotten COVID. I'm sure it would get added into the system, I'm sure it would, but as far as, like, for people, like, who got COVID abroad, I don't think that would ever make its way into the system. So, or before they would I would say probably it would never make its way into the system. Now, maybe because it's so popular, like, sadly, because the variant goes so quickly from person to person. So I'll keep you updated, but as of right now, it's still all vaccine based. No, not selling headache drugs. In England, we get 12 tablets in a box. Okay, okay, okay. You should be good. You should be good, Amanda. Happy to help you guys. Let's see. Scared about bugs because my dad won't be there to kill them. Amen. You gotta have those friends on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will not be able to kill a cockroach. Funny, quick story, just because it's very entertaining. The one time that I had a battle with a cockroach, I was living with my friend, my roommate, and she had two cats. I was like, guys, this is your moment. This is your moment. But the only way I found out about it is because the cats, they were like playing with the rug in this one area and they were trying to get under the rug. And I was like, that's not good. That's not good. They usually don't like that area. Why are they in that area? Why are they freaking out? So I like got up onto the couch and I like grabbed the corner of the rug and I like pulled it back and he went, and I was like, no. I was like, cats, do your thing, do your thing. And what were they doing? They were just batting it back and forth for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, guys, can we do something other than just like bat it back? Can we please? Like, we don't stomp on it. We don't bite on it. We're just going to bat it. Okay. But eventually they flipped it onto its back so he couldn't move. So I immediately went, put a glass over it. And then I shoved a piece of paper underneath so that he got like trapped. And I was like, if I release it outside, I feel like it's just gonna find its way back in. So I was like, "Must be destroyed," but I could not physically crunch it. Like, I couldn't there's no I couldn't. Not a cockroach. Like, that is like no, that's like a crispy crunch. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't wanna feel that. So I literally put the piece of paper with the glass right in front of my car wheel, turned my car on, and then I, like, removed the glass, got my car, and I ran it over, and I knew I ran it over because he was still there, dead. So, sorry for those of you who don't like to kill. I just cockroaches is like, I can't save the cockroach, no. But somehow I managed to run it over, isn't that weird? Oh, I can't believe it worked. I can't believe he didn't, like, scurry off, but I guess he was still on his back, so he couldn't, but that was really funny. Uh Da, da, da. Sorry about the question earlier. I'm from Germany and we have the EU vaccination certificate. Oh, okay, but I'm not sure if they will accept it since it's from the EU. Do I need another certificate from Germany? Any information, any documentation, anything that you can bring, please bring it with you. Print stuff off, as many documents as you possibly can. The problem is if it's in German, someone else was actually asking me, she's on here right now, is about, like, if you should get your vaccine certificate translated because it's not, uh, like it's not gonna be in English, but honestly, if the date is on there and it shows, like, when your vaccine was and it does say, like, the name of the vaccine, "Oh, you're saying it translated in English in parentheses." As long as that is on there, I really do feel like it would be okay. I know that, getting stuff translated could be really expensive, so maybe don't translate it, bring it, and then if they say, "Oh, we can't read it, it must be translated," and then you can pay the fee to get it translated. But until then, I would just bring it and see what happens, but bring as much information as you possibly can. What tips can you give me and what places do you recommend? I'm moving to Korea in May and I'm planning on blogging and posting content about my experience in Korea. So, great question. As far as places that I would recommend, I have very specific places in my head that I don't have like a name that I can just give off. It's like a street, but like I have the street saved on Naver Maps in my phone. So I'm thinking of coming up maybe with like a video that is literally like a series of just like places I would go, and I will just do quicker videos so I can get more stuff out of like this is just a street I recommend you go to. And eventually, I would love to have like a tour if you're in Korea. If you guys would like to really meet me and hang out with me, give a tour of like the places that I would like love, and we would just spend like a few hours in a day together. I think that would really be really fun. As far as like me just verbally coming up with places to say, I'm not a huge tourist person, so I prefer maybe more of like the non-touristy areas. But if you have not been to Korea before, I definitely think you're one of the best places to go is Hongdae if you're into like shopping just for anything, like shopping in general, shopping for knickknacks. Hongdae has a lot of it's a college area, so it's cheaper than in Gangnam, and there's a lot of streets that just like they line everything up on the streets, all the clothing, all of like the little like iPhone pop sockets. They have all these pins, and then there's a lot of arcades in that area. I really recommend that area. Even though I'm not a huge like I I prefer to be in maybe more quiet areas. I really like that area. But to the west of Hongdae is probably my favorite area of Korea. It's kind of like if you go one subway stop farther on the brown line, it's called, I think, Mapogo. And in not near that station per se, but just in that area back there, there are a bunch of cafes that are like super quaint, quiet little areas. And I really love that area. And then I also really enjoy Yeongdeungpo, which is it's south of the river. And if you were to go from like Hongdae towards Gangnam, it's kind of like meets more so in the middle. And Yeongdeungpo slash towards the Han River in that area, guys, I have video footage of all of these places. It's just a matter of it's like I videotaped maybe in like a warm month and it's now cold. If you're interested in still seeing stuff and you don't care what the season is, I can just post it and just make like shorter videos. But I really love just like going to the convenience store that's like right on the Han River. If you look at the map of Seoul and you zoom in on the Han River, there's this area that's a little north of Yeongdeungpo. It's like this, it almost looks like a little island. It's like that area that I love to walk on the Han River and go to like the convenience store and eat the ramen and all that good jazz. But I'll definitely make a video on the places that I really recommend. Um, let's see. I lost where we were. No. And wow, it's already been an hour and 43 minutes. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming. Has anyone been here for like almost the whole time? Because y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. But I love you. Also, Miranda, I'm so excited for you to move right May, June. Yeah, okay. So right before summer gets like crazy. So hopefully you can get outside and experience all the like fun stuff before it gets too scorching hot outside. You can get a link to share for an Amazon wish list and people can purchase and send items. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Oh, people do that for weddings, don't they? That's what that is. Cool. That's super cool. Maybe I'll look into doing that. That's super fun just to have one. Or you guys can help me find stuff for my apartment because I need cheap, decent stuff. But Amazon does deliver to Korea now, which is really cool. Moving to South Korea with US government, do we need more than one phone SIM card? I have Verizon phone plan, but my wife wants to know. We also have two dogs with us. Hopefully will be met by a government representative. So if you're saying, do you need more than one SIM card for like the 2 of you combined. You would only need 1 for you guys to, like, get to, your facility and get to where you're gonna quarantine and all of that, and then from after that, you can probably go out and buy. I'm assuming that your wife and you would want to, like, both have working phones while you're in Korea, but upon arrival, you could put down the same contact, phone number because you're married to her. It's your wife. Uh, how long, Michael, do you plan to stay in Korea? For the government? You have 2 dogs. I would hope that whoever you're meeting for the government stuff knows about your dogs and stuff like that. Have you found a place? I would need a little bit more information, but maybe I answered your question with the SIM card. You both can share a SIM card until you get out into the wilderness. Da, da, da. I'm so glad you found out that your document is in Romanian and English is on the side. Problem is solved. Problem solved. We love it. If we all manage to get to Korea, get through the airport and quarantine, don't get done, don't get done for drug dealing, get the right SIM cards, don't get any bug issues, and get the right transport. That's all we need. Yeah, as long as just none of that happens, everything's fine. Oh gosh, that was funny, Amanda. You funny. Oh my gosh, the most English person, you guys, I love her so much. She also has a few YouTube videos as well if you guys are interested in just like the quarantine process. Um, I don't know if you're hiding your real name. So she's also awesome if you want. I really love she has a few. She doesn't make videos quite as often, but I really found her videos. I'm just gonna tag her really fast. She had some good, quarantine helpful tips, and she just went back as well, and she's staying in an apartment, so she had some tips on that as well if you guys are interested, for sure. Love her. Many thanks for your videos. They are really helpful. I now feel prepared. I will fly to Korea on February 17th for a semester abroad in Busan. Oh, I'm jealous. I wish I could go to Busan. The only reason I'm not going to Busan is because literally everybody wants to see Seoul. And I know that I probably shouldn't just do the thing that everybody else wants to do. I should just focus on myself, right? But I really want to be in an area where stuff is just happening. And I would like to switch to an entertainment visa eventually. So I just think that Seoul is the more populated area, but I'm so jealous. I love Busan so much more than Seoul. Both are great, but Busan will always have my heart. It's the first place I ever lived in Korea too, so that probably has something to do with it. Do you know I'm also gonna leave at the 2-hour mark, so if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Do you have any idea about what to do with utilities, Wi-Fi access in your apartment yet? I have to get all that stuff with Epic as well, and I'm like, da 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 da. So thankfully, I have people in Korea who are Korean who are already helping me with all of that. When I bought the apartment that I did, they had like recommendations as far as like who to do the Wi-Fi with. So that'll be set up through the man that they recommended. When you're saying like utilities, if you mean like bills, and stuff like that, that they should be able to give you, like, an estimate of how much you'll be paying for bills, but if you're with Epic I actually don't know how Epic works as far as, like, paying and stuff like that, but if you need to set up Wi-Fi, just go onto the Facebook groups that are, like, every expat in Korea Facebook group, ask, "Hey, I'm looking to set up Wi-Fi in this area. Anyone have recommendations?" And people will reply. They're so awesome about, like, quick recommendations like that. How about over-the-counter sleeping pills? I know in Korea, sleeping pills have been prescribed by a doctor. I have insomnia. Again, medicine you can bring, just don't bring like a scary amount. And if you're bringing like a lot, like someone said before, a doctor's note, but you could probably also get them like even if it needs to be prescribed by a doctor, it's so cheap, honestly, to go see doctors and stuff like that. I'm sure that they could help hook you up if you did run out. But Amazon also delivers to Korea. I don't know if you can buy sleeping pills and ship them to yourself, but also an option. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's deathly afraid of killing bugs. It's just way too gross. I don't mind like certain bugs, but like when they get pretty dang big, I can't. Ugh, ugh. I'll kill them. I put on, like, this, like, "Oh, I got this, look," if it's like a spider or something, but when they get thick and I can see them from afar, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyone else that currently live in Korea, do you use filter shower heads to avoid guys, you gotta look out. The video's coming tonight or tomorrow, haven't decided. Things I dislike about Korea. Please, this video is so informative. I'm talking about things that I dislike, but I'm also talking about like why it's like that, or I just give more details on it. And the shower thing, the water thing is part of that video. So please look out for that video that I'll be posting here within like the next day or so. We should all be in a group chat. This is so kind and supportive on here. I know I would like, I don't know. People have like discords and stuff like that. I don't know enough about it, but I do love, that's why I love live streaming, is I love chatting it up with you guys. Wait a minute. Some of y'all are in Korea and it is late. It's okay. I would probably do the same thing. So wish I could meet you, Megan, but I don't live in South Korea, which makes me sad. I really want to meet with you. I really hope that I can travel more of the world one day. So hopefully one day, Sammy, you and I have been friends for so long. Hopefully we can meet one day. How hot does it actually get in Korea? I'm from Texas, so I can't imagine it being worse than a Texas summer. I have not been to Texas, but I would assume it's about at Texas. I've been to Texas once. I lied, but like, is Texas humid? Because that's the problem with Korea, is it's like hot and humid. So it gets insane. If you just type in like weather throughout 2021 in Korea, you'll see what the temperature was like, but put like feels like and put humidity, and then you can compare and kind of know best with where you live, what's the temp like. Hi, Megan. Your videos and live stream was so helpful during my trip this past winter. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So you went to Korea, now you're back home. Hopefully you can still enjoy some of the vlogs and stuff, because I always love watching vlogs of people in Korea when I'm not in Korea, as like a home away from home. I am going to leave here soon, so I'm just quickly looking for any question marks to answer really quick. What do you recommend filming on for those who'd like to make videos but not spend an arm and a leg? Y'all ready? Are you ready for this? Look at how horribly discolored this phone case is. Pop socket's cute though. This is my camera. Every video you guys have ever seen. Eagle. This is my camera. I do not think that you need to have a fancy camera in order to do filming. This thing, I think the quality is pretty dang good. Does 4K. So I think that just use what you have. And eventually, I would love to not have to use this because I run into a lot of storage issues. But overall, I think that I use this SSD. If you are really interested in like really making videos, I use this SSD card to hold all of this storage, and then I'll just transfer everything onto my phone onto this, and that is 2 terabytes. So you don't. This was only 2 or 300. I think I bought it for $200, but I got it used. So this is much cheaper than me buying like a full camera when I already had this as my phone. So that I just recommend using what you have, especially if you're not looking to make it like a full-time thing, or you're just doing it as a hobby for now or a little side gig. This works great. So use your phone, and then if you are in the future interested in buying like an official camera, you can ask me again, because I know I'm going to be buying a camera here eventually in the next year, just for storage reasons. But I have some cameras that I've been recommended, so I can always pass that along to you. Looking for question marks. I saw a thank you. No problem. Excited for you to go to Korea? Question marks. Do I have to have all of my prescription medication in my carry-on? I don't really have room to fit a big box of birth control in my backpack. It is up to you. You could put it anywhere. Just know that anything that is not on you at all times, anything like big boxy and stuff like that, just know that someone can see that and someone can get into that, which is why I linked below those like locks that are really helpful, just in case the only people that can unlock that have the TSA approved lock. So like if you have the lock on there, then less people can just get into your suitcase and stuff like that. But also if you have boxes of any kinds, unless it's like cardboard boxes, you should always take things out of cardboard boxes and put them into like plastic baggies so they're more bendable, because that box itself will take up a lot of room, or put stuff inside the box so the box is being used for more than just like taking up this like big empty space. You know what I mean? Going to Seoul in February, so great. I love Busan too, question marks. Okay, so nervous to meet my host family. Do you have any tips on Korean house rules or Korean house courtesy? Any gifts I can give them? That is so exciting that you get to stay with the host. I think that will be a really amazing experience. Also, don't be too nervous because they know that you're not Korean. So they give you basically grace, because anything that you would know in advance means that you cared enough to put in that research for them. And so then if you do mess up, they're not going to be like, ew, I can't believe she did that. But something is just never, ever, ever put your shoes anywhere but don't wear your shoes inside the house. Just always keep them by the front door. That's like probably the only thing that I've ever seen that someone was like upset was when they wore their outside shoes inside. Never ever do that. Um, Honestly, any gift from America or where you're from could be like a really cool bridging the gap of two cultures kind of gift. So anything, honestly, would be, any a gift is a really good idea. Any gift, honestly, would be a sweet idea. But I think if you could bring some of you and some of your culture to them, that would mean a lot to them. But I totally understand why you're nervous. I think it's going to be a great experience. And courtesy, there's a lot of videos about courtesy with like Korean stuff on the internet, like don't do this in Korea kind of stuff. Like when you receive things, you should receive them with like two hands. And technically, like if you drink alcohol, you're supposed to like turn away and like hide it. I don't know what you're thinking of as far as courtesy goes, but I would really recommend that you watch some like things to not do in Korea videos, because that would be really helpful. Um, Have you been to Jeju? I have not. I would like to, but I honestly would rather see maybe more of the mainland than Jeju. I want to see places that aren't on YouTube quite as much. A few minutes left, and then I got to make my way out of here. Question marks. Okay. When you go back to the US, does US Customs check your check bag, like for fruits, meats, etc., if you come from Korea? You are not supposed to bring anything fruity, meaty, but they always are going through the conveyor belts. All of your bags will go through those conveyor belt things. It's just a matter of, are you holding it yourself? Like, are you holding that bag yourself and you're being careful to make sure it's not slammed around? Or are you just okay with everything in this check bag will probably get slammed around? So it's just a matter, they'll see inside all of your bags. It's just a matter of like, do you want to have it on you so that you can protect it? Or do you want it to just be at people's disposal to just pew, pew, pew. Do you know how to get a taxi once you get out of the airport for a long-term visa holder? There are signs. It literally will say like international taxis this way. Like there'll be signs, they'll point you, and there's people outside that speak English. So if you're confused on anything, just ask them. But I will make a video and I will show you once I'm there. I will literally be like, this is where you go. So I will give you as much information as I can. But yeah, there'll be a sign pointing to where you'll take the taxi. Do you need to have cash to pay the taxi driver at the airport? You can pay with a card with the taxi drivers. Just always have more than one card in case the like card doesn't work for some reason. If for some reason your card doesn't work, have another card on you. I think cash would be good to have on you just in case as well. The taxi, oh my gosh, it depends on where you're going, but I would probably have around 80,000 won if you're going like 80,000 to 100,000 won just in case, because you are in Incheon, which is like super far away. But yeah, it depends on where you're going to in Seoul, but make sure you just tell them you're going to Seoul, because there's certain specific taxis for Seoul versus if you're going somewhere in Incheon. And like that person said, do not take the black taxis. There will be a desk at the corner. Yeah, The black taxis are not what you should be taking. So do not let anybody let you get onto a black taxi. Like, just say, "No, I don't want, like, I want not a black taxi." Don't go to the corner of the desk, just walk around to check if there are other options. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm saying, like, if you don't know what direction to go, right when you get through the slidey glass doors after you pass where you exchange money, they'll have to, like, check, and they'll point you into the direction of, like, if you're a government facility quarantine, you go here, and if you're not, you'll go this way. So that's why I'm saying ask them, what direction do I go to take the taxi? And black taxis are literally black, and they're like bougie taxis. It's like a Uber upgrade for absolutely no reason. It's the same taxi, it's just a little nicer, and they charge you an arm and a leg. When taxis are already expensive, it's like hella more expensive. So just make sure, if you have any questions, I have a video all about taxis and how to take the taxi. I recommend so much that you watch that video because it talks about how to not get scammed with taxis in Korea and how to get taxis, like the best way to call a taxi and stuff like that. So I highly, highly recommend that you watch all of, like, my public transportation videos, but definitely the taxi one. All right, that's 2 hours, y'all. I can't believe I sat here. That's why I'm like, why are my legs asleep? I'm just sitting. It's because I've been here for 2 hours. Happy to help you guys. I'm so glad that you have found my channel and that you're finding my videos helpful. More to come. Please turn on that bell notification so that you see when I post a video either later today or tomorrow. And head over to Instagram. I'm going to have a poll up here soon. If you would like to come to that speed friending event that I'm thinking of doing to match people who are going to be in Korea, let me know if you'd be interested. Again, there would be a fee. It would be like $7 for an hour, $12 for 2 hours if you guys wanted to come to that, just because I'm going to match you up and spend a lot of time on my own with that. So let me know on Instagram. Instagram handle is the same, Megan Osten. I will see you guys again soon. Annyeong. Bye. I'm sad to go. I love talking with you guys. Okay, bye.